so we're going to finish up all of these nice to haves. I'm also going to add player shooting, automatic auto firing. The only thing about auto firing, which kind of bugs me a little bit about games like this, is that if all you have to do is press down the button, and there's no reason to. Yeah, like why do you ever not want to fire? Like if it doesn't cost you anything to fire, why wouldn't you just always fire? So is there something we can do to?
The power-up weapons have a finite ammo supply.
Okay. Yeah, we can. So when you have a power-up, you have to actually use it effectively. I like that. Cool. Power-ups get consumed. Cool. All right, so let's do some of these things. I feel like bosses can kind of go after some of these things. We can do score. Score is okay, but I'm going to actually add score last because it doesn't really add any value to our game because like it's just an idea of how well you're doing, but we don't really have anything in the game yet to make it really fun. I think power-ups. Yeah, I think if I were to order this in the order that I feel like is important, I think this and this. What do you guys think? What about doing player auto firing first, then obstacles, like basically making the walls kill the player?
We have obstacles that kill the players. Maybe it should have like lives or.
Oh yeah. Which would you think would be better? Where you start over at the beginning, like a checkpoint, or you start over where you died? What do you think?
I think. Well, I mean, as long as this level is, I'd say to start over from the beginning. It's not really that big of a deal if you die.
The length of this level, it wouldn't matter. But
yeah.
in the future, maybe a checkpoint system.
Yeah, like R-Type where you hit a checkpoint, and instead of always restarting from the beginning, you start over at some point. Let's just have it so, yeah, we can add lives, restart from the beginning.
Another thing to keep people from excessively firing their weapons is to make the power-ups destructible. So like have it like be like a floating coin or whatever, but if you shoot it, then you just like destroyed it. Okay. So you would want to be careful about what you're shooting so you don't wind up shooting things that you need. So
one of the things we can do can blow up power-ups. We should make the power-ups invulnerable for a few seconds at first, so that if it just spawns, you don't accidentally blow it up. So we can make them blow up power-ups after a few seconds. Okay, let's try some of those things and see how they play. I think those are good ideas. Let's do player auto-firing. I feel like this is kind of something that, I mean, right now when we're playing this game.
You don't like hearing all the clicking.
Yeah. I don't know why my camera's so far out. Oh, because I was tweaking it. Let me just pull the camera in a little bit.
How do you, which component do you adjust the speed, like the character speed?
Oh, the character speed? That's on the character blueprint. So if you go to your player blueprint here, and then go to his default properties.
It's like maximum fly speed.
Yeah, it's the maximum fly speed here. This is how fast you can possibly fly.
Where's the default? Where is that at?
This is for me. It's under BP_player.
No, but where's the settings at?
Oh, character movement.
No, I mean, how do you get to that?
Oh, this is the blueprint for the player, and then you go to defaults up here.
Oh, so I didn't see it. Oh, what the hell? Okay.
You know, I want to say there has to be a way to disable that loud noise too. Also, just gonna give me just a second here. Project settings, not project settings. Editor preferences. Play. Enable sound. Yes. Where's the thing that says stop playing the sound when you press play? Okay, we're gonna live with it. It's just like super loud right now. Okay. Also, my camera here. Here's my camera. I think it still needs to be a little closer. Oh yeah, the bounds on my little anchor guy is a little bit too narrow, so I'm going to widen that up right now too. Yeah, these guys are a little bit too close together. Let's just make them expand out a little bit more. Okay. 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 So what do we say we're going to do first? Auto firing. Easy. So in the player blueprint graph, we have this thing where every time you fire, you spawn a projectile. Cool. Well, how about instead that when you fire, you basically flip a switch, that's like a light switch, and as long as that switch is on, you fire your weapon. Okay? And as soon as you release it, that weapon stops firing. There's a couple ways we can do this. One of them is to use a gate. So if you think about it, like, you can set it up so the button turns on the switch, and as long as the switch is on, go ahead and keep firing. But you want to fire at a specific interval, right? Like, the rate at which you fire should be limited. Like, if we play right now, there is no limit to the rate at which I can fire. The faster I click, the faster it fires, right? Like, literally, the faster I can shoot, the faster the projectiles come out. And we kind of want it so that there's maybe some limit to the projectiles and how fast they fire. So I think what we want to do is we can actually use a gate to control this. I want to try actually using a timer because I showed you guys timers last week and it might be an easy way to handle this. What we'll do is when you press the fire button, we will set a timer and then we will fire when that timer is up. And then when we release the button, we're going to clear that timer. And let's just try that for now. So we're going to press this fire button. And instead of like actually shooting the projectile, let's set a timer. And I'm going to move this guy over here. So a timer is really just something that says, hey, give me a name of something you want me to call, how long you want that thing to take. I want to fire every 0.5 seconds, and I want to loop. And I also want to clear the timer when I let go of the mouse button. So I'm going to type shoot again here. So basically, I'm setting like a kitchen timer that says, hey, every half second, fire. And then when I let go, clear the timer. And so what we can do is we can just hook up a custom event here, because that's what timers hook into, is our custom events. And as long as I call this thing shoot and hook it up there, it'll get called. Okay. So here are my two things that I just did, which is set timer and clear timer. Okay. And then I have that going into a custom event here for firing. And so Unreal will take care of doing something every half second for me. So if I play, so there it's shooting every half second. I'm just pressing down the mouse button, and when I let go, the thing goes away. And you know, this thing can be like, maybe it should be like 0.1 because 0.5 is a little bit slow for me, right? Or maybe 0.2. Depends on, we can even have a power up that increases your fire rate, right? Like that makes you shoot faster. What's nice is that if I click really fast, it doesn't actually shoot. So the only thing that's kind of weird is that, for one thing, if I click once, I should fire at least once. The problem is that it's not firing when I click, it's waiting, right? It waits for this thing to fire at least once. But then if I let go before this timer is up, it clears it. It's like I turn it on, and then before the timer is up, I turn it off again. So what we want to do is we also want to say, hey, if this is the first time that you're setting the timer, when you press the fire button, go ahead and shoot. That's going to lead to other problems, but we're going to try this out. So we'll just say, hey, oh, we can actually pause it instead. Interesting. Yeah, because what we want to have happen is we want to check to see if the timer is active. Let's just fire the projectile once. So we'll set the timer, and then we'll just call shoot one time every time we fire. It's just a custom event plugging into the spawn projectile stuff. So I just disconnected the spawn projectile. This thing used to be hooked into the fire. It used to go from here down to here. I just created a new custom event here instead. Okay. So now when I press the mouse button, it actually fires the projectile. Christian, you want to make sure it looks like this? Yeah. Yours looks like this. Now make sure that you have set timer and this thing says shoot here.
Oh, that's what.
Okay. Did you set it to be looping? Yeah, it's got to have a little checkbox here, looping. And also make sure your clear timer has shoot in the function name as well. Okay. Everyone got a repeating firing weapon?
Yep. Yeah. So then put too small a time and my game froze.
How small of a time did you put in?
0.001.
Okay. Yeah,
which is like basically a laser.
Yeah. Okay, so we have player auto firing. Cool. Obstacles that kill the player now. So we want to set it up so that when I run into the walls and ceilings of my level, that the player basically dies and the level restarts. Right now I run into these things and nothing happens. So let's just first test to see if we can get something that tells us when that happens. I'm going to move all this behavior that I just did into a new comment block that is for shooting, just so I can organize that a little bit better.
How do you make the comment blocks again?
Just drag a box around the things you want to make a comment box around and hit the letter C on your keyboard. Okay, and then we're going to let's do an overlap event. Let's just see if this thing fires for us. I'm going to do an overlap event, and I'm just going to print a string of what I'm overlapping. So notice how I'm not seeing anything here. When I see stuff when I'm overlapping with the enemy, but not with the walls. So the walls are not generating any kind of behavior for that. So I don't think the overlap event is what we want. I think what we want is the hit event instead. So let's do this. Let's do the hit event. Let's just see what we get when we get a hit event. Still nothing. This thing tells us when we hit. It doesn't even tell us when we hit enemies. Let's try one more thing. Oh, these are the touch events. We don't want that. We want the I think what we actually need to set up is we actually need to set up a collision box around our player. Because right now the player's capsule is the only thing that actually has collision around it. But I think what we need to do is add a box around here that represents something that when the player touches the environment, that we know that happened and there's an overlap event. So let's do that now. We can make it I kind of want to make it a sphere. But let's just try a cube or a box first. So go ahead and add a box. This is going to be the, I'm going to just rename it to be the collision box. And I want this thing to be slightly bigger than the character collision. Just like that. And I'm going to shrink it down to be like that. Basically, I want to use this collision box to generate overlap events. So now I can go back here, and instead of on actor begin overlap, I can go to my collision box here. I can have that clicked, and I can type overlap. And now I can do a component begin overlap on the collision box. And plug that in.
So with your collision box selected?
Yeah, with the collision box selected in the variables list on the left, I can add a component begin overlap. Oh, and the actual meshes themselves are not generating overlap events. Let me make sure this thing, we have to also make sure this collision box is set to generate overlap events. Oh, and hit events too. I kind of want to think, yeah, you know what? This thing here, the collision box is not generating overlap events for me still, because it's only overlapping all dynamic. So there's actually two things we can do. We can just have it overlap all in the collision presets here. I clicked on my collision box and I clicked on overlap all here because it's only overlapping with dynamic events. Still is only overlapping with the player. All right, we're going to try one more thing. We're going to click on simulation generates hit events and see if that generates a hit event for us too. This is still all in the kill box. This is still all on the trigger box. I'm just trying to figure out a way that I can have this thing properly detect collision with anything in the level, not just the projectiles. So what I just did, what I'm trying now is this collision preset is overlap all, and I have simulation generates hit events. And then in my blueprint, I'm using an event, a hit event, instead of just an overlap event. Still not that. So one more final thing. We're going to go to the capsule component and do the same thing there. We'll see if the capsule component generates any hit events for us. No hit events for that.
Do you need collision on the other object as well?
So the other object actually already has collision. The problem is that some of these things aren't generating hit events for the environment. Like the reason why I know they have collision is because I can't actually move through this thing. Like right. I can't walk through this thing. But the problem is that like I'm not convinced that it's actually generating. It's actually calling this thing at the right time. Let's try this. We're going to use the static mesh. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe the event hit here needs to not be on the actor. Let's try this. One more thing. Collision, hit. One of these things will give me a hit event. Yeah, this collision box here is not actually generating a hit event properly for the environment. I just want to make sure. I need to make sure this thing is actually set to create everything. No physics collision. Oh. You know what? This might have to be.
Is that because how you set up the gun to fire so it didn't shoot it?
This actually is. One of these collision settings is actually preventing me from getting that. I just have to find the right combination of things here. And all these things are set to be trace complex, worlds, this thing is collision enabled, custom, trace responses, object responses, overlap, block. You know what? I'm not convinced that this thing is actually tall enough either, so let's just try that. Oh, what happened to all my logs? It's interesting that I'm not...
Sure they don't have collision because they were shooting themselves.
So those enemies are generating overlap events, but I don't think they're generating collision hit events. Should I actually hook these things up still? All these things.
Are they even touching each other, or is it like paralyzed?
Actually, yeah, they're all lined up with the character, which is why I'm able to even shoot them.
Oh, right.
So yeah, there's the hit events for the enemies. What's interesting is that, yeah, we definitely need that because you go through the level as well. This thing was collision, begin overlap, event hit. Yeah, it's supposed to be the hit event is supposed to get generated here in this case. Oh, maybe it's the... I definitely did this already. Bear with me for a minute while I figure out why this thing. I'm going to get rid of the collision box for now and only have the player collision. Simulation generates hit events. Cool.
But if you just make it where the wall kills anything that touches it.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Actually, you know what? It is hitting it. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, it's like...
Do you see how when I'm hitting the wall, the text is going down? It's because, you know why? Because I screwed it up from the beginning where it's not other. It should be that, other component. Yeah. There's no other actor. Yeah, so it was the hit event. I just wasn't, the log was not spitting out an actual text, so it's kind of weird. Okay, so now when I run into anything, the level, when I hit the level, I get these log messages that tell me that I hit the level, like model component. So what I can do is I can just kill the player when it happens. For now, let's just as a test, every time that I hit something, let's just spawn an emitter.
Sparks or something?
Yeah, at the hit location. I can actually spawn an explosion.
Maybe it takes damage.
Ooh. I was thinking for damage or for like lives, like because a lot of games would do, like if you had like 2 upgrades, then you like lose your upgrade when you get hit.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe to start we can do a very simple, like you just die on 1 hit. Like it can be kind of brutal. So now we know when you're hit. This is kind of cool. I mean, for like taking damage and stuff. So
you have to distinguish that area though, because players can get confused the way the perspective is, where the actual ground is.
Oh yeah, that's kind of why the shadow is really important in this case, because you can see how close you get to the thing.
It would be like a line on the ground or something, like a runway strip.
Yeah.
What does the emitter come off of?
I attach it to the hit location of the hit event.
Oh, okay.
So I think we just, that's cool. I think we just need to kill the player though when this happens. So what we'll just do is we'll just call destroy actor. It's kind of weird that I can't call destroy actor when I plug that link in. Destroy actor connected to spawn emitter at location. So what'll happen is that guy gets destroyed, a little explosion pops up, and oops, shooting, pop, right? We could also have, we might as well while we're here, now that we can kill the player, we should add a little screen that shows up when he dies, I think, and then restart the level after a couple of seconds. What do you guys think? Might as well. Yeah. Do you guys have the player getting destroyed already?
I didn't do the destruction part yet.
Yeah, go ahead and do the destruction part so we can move on to the next task.
Whoa, where's my destroyer?
I kind of like being able to like touch the ground and like have sparks shoot off the.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to keep it that way, the only thing is, it's kind of weird, is that Matinee will push your character through the wall. So like, keep that in mind if you want to be able to hit the environment. Like, Matinee will not push your player up out of the way. Like, the level moving, you're not, so the player is actually moving through the level. If you don't touch anything, you'll actually get pushed through the geometry and you'll end up on the other side. So you might, if you do that, you might have to add like a kill volume or something to stop the player from doing that. Your choice. You have to right click and type destroy actor if you want to actually.
So now we got to make it to where it stops the game after you destroy it?
Yeah. Did you guys all get it, Michael? You're good?
Testing.
Okay.
But the game didn't stop.
Yeah, so we're going to do that right now. Let's make a screen that shows up when you lose. How about that? So let's make a new, in the blueprints folder, I'm going to right click and go under the user interface and click on Widget Blueprint. We're going to make a new Widget Blueprint, kind of like how we did the main menu before. I'm going to call this one UI underscore death screen.
Widget Blueprint?
Yeah, Widget Blueprint.
What is this widget?
What is this widget?
Well, I cannot find it.
It's under user interface. Go ahead and open that guy up. We're just going to drag a simple text widget.
Simple text widget.
Yeah. We're also going to animate it today, because we might as well. You are dead.
You said text widget?
Yeah, it's just text.
How come I can never find any?
That's under common up here.
So many. I wish there wasn't so many things. Just text. Boom. Text.
Yeah.
You are dead.
So sorry.
So sorry.
You have no chance.
I'm gonna put mission failed.
You had no chance to survive?
Yeah.
That's pretty brutal.
You have no chance to survive. I'm also going to make we can take the font scale.
Text box. Text.
It's just text. Okay, so I have this thing here.
How do you make the text fit?
Oh, I just made it scale bigger. It should auto fit. Oh, I have auto wrap text on. This thing, this checkbox here.
Yeah.
So another thing too is that right now this thing is anchored to the top left corner of the screen. So it's kind of weird because let's say your screen is only this big, like that size, you'll only see this much of the text. So you want this thing, you don't want it to look like this, right? Where it's on the bottom left, bottom right and cut off. So take this little like flower here and just drag it to be on the center-ish of your text box.
Flower.
Now your screen will always be centered around your text.
Oh, so in case you don't have it like perfectly centered in your window. Or
yeah, you just put it there, and that's where your anchor is. Okay, so let's get this thing opening up when we die. Really quite simple. Go back to your player blueprint. Run right after you call, actually right before we call destroy actor, in between spawn emitter and destroy actor, we're going to create widget.
Create widget.
Yep. And then in the class drop-down box, pick your death screen. And then drag a wire from the blue guy from that and type add to viewport. and connect that in between your destroy actor and your create widget. So it should look like this. Yeah, I dragged a wire from the blue one here, from this link, and I type that into viewport.
This is oh, it's that one.
Come on.
Ooh, I like it.
So let's animate this guy too, because I feel like it's one thing to have this thing show up, but it's another thing to actually have it come on screen, which I think is cool. We haven't actually done an animation yet. Animations for UI are really simple, so keep in mind that there is a bug in 4.6 that you may have to reopen the screen after adding an animation, but go back to your screen, click on the little button.
Mine says text block.
Wait, what is your, where?
When I died, it just said text block.
Did you open up the right screen? Did you save your screen?
Did you compile it?
I believe I did not.
Silly.
You don't save your
I'm gonna get a tattoo on my forearm that says compile.
Yeah, compile and save. You have to save, or a lot of stuff just doesn't work. Just get into the habit of saving and compiling before you do a lot of things. So go back to your screen, click on the new button on the bottom left here, and make a new animation. I'm going to call it intro.
Intro.
And this is kind of similar to Matinee, but it's supposed to be a little bit easier to set up. So we're going to click this little auto key checkbox here on the timeline on the bottom, which means that it will, based on where the slider is, and as you move your UI around, it will automatically place keys for you. So in this case here, I have this text box. I'm going to move it off screen to the top. And then maybe a second in, I'm going to move it back down to the bottom.
So it scrolls like, once you die, it scrolls down.
Yep.
Can you make it fade in?
Yeah, you can control all that stuff too. So what's weird is that, yeah, this is the bug that I'm talking about. Sometimes it doesn't want to auto key anything. I'm just going to reopen the screen. Just add the animation and then close the screen and reopen it and click on auto key. And make sure that while you're editing this thing, you are animating the text block. Yeah, this thing's all bugged. This thing.
So one auto keys or just?
Yeah, you know, let's just forget about the auto key because like it's totally checked out. We can just key it ourselves manually. So we can just move the thing into the position that we want. So I'm going to move it up here, like off screen, and you click on these things to add keyframes. These little two buttons. It's supposed to look like this when it auto keys.
Say what?
See these little buttons right here where my mouse cursor is currently highlighting? When you click the little buttons next to it, it adds a keyframe for that property at that point in time.
So we want X and Y?
Yeah, X and Y. And then maybe a second in later, I'm going to move this guy down.
I was trying to say, you enter for the keys?
No, you click on these things. These little guys, the little things that look like key plus buttons.
No, I decided to save right as I was clicking the freaking thing. This thing saves at the worst times. Release on how to get a save tattoo.
I want mine to spin around like.
You can spin it around if you want.
Where is it? I'm gonna find this.
The render transform here, you can adjust the angle. You can do this.
Oh, it says pivot, huh?
We're not doing anything with this, like,
Oh, that's not it. This is not it.
maybe it dropped in, I don't know, I can't tell.
Well, you can scrub it here to see if it worked or not.
Yeah, it's moving in and there, but it's not.
Oh, so we haven't got to the part where it actually plays the animation yet. We just made an animation. We haven't actually played it. I'm also going to adjust the opacity here. I'm going to set the opacity to be 0.
Where's opacity at?
And key. It's just under
Here.
color and opacity,
Color opacity.
and I will key that
How do I
to
place a key?
You have to click the little button here. Like there's a little button next to all the properties.
Oh, I meant just for like moving it.
How do you place it? Or?
Yeah, when I was moving it up and down.
Yeah.
I don't have like those.
You don't have these buttons?
Oh, it's closed. I just saw the color one.
Oh yeah, you have to expand the thing.
Where's opacity?
It's under color and opacity. It's right here under appearance.
So what do you click on to change the opacity?
Oh, alpha.
Oh. So you click on that, okay. Ow. So all the way now, oh, it's gonna go forever. And then click that, and then go on here. And then click this back up to a whole bunch.
I can't drag the slider around on the bottom.
Which slider?
The time slider.
Oh, try dragging it from the orange arrow.
What's orange arrow?
The one at the top where time is. The one
Did
where
you just drag out
look,
all your keyframes?
Yeah, I just extended the time of these things.
Which why do I see an orange arrow?
This one here, Christian?
Yeah, I can't click on that one.
You know what? Try closing your screen and reopening it, because there are bugs in 4.6 all over the place. Hopefully they fixed it for 4.7.
Did you know that you can control click on them and drag them all out?
That's cool. I will do that next time.
My
I'm already committed to my course of action.
Wrap behind itself.
You're wrapped behind itself?
Yeah, like I can't grab it. Yours went to the right, mine went to the left. And it's gone now.
Undo. So there are issues with UMG. Just I want to reiterate that. There are problems with this. You kind of have to learn to work with it.
You're a slider? You can't find it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it disappeared. Now it won't move.
Just click on the
I got
timeline.
it back.
You get it? You had to reopen it, right?
So I want to expand this part out, right?
You have to add a new key. You can't expand that out until you add more keys.
Got
Add
it.
a key here, yeah, at that point in time. So click on an element in your scene. You can go through here.
Whoa, what just happened? Where's my...
You click on that hierarchy, expand that, got it. With your text.
Okay.
So move it in position and add a key.
How come?
Maybe I can have this thing bounce a little bit. I don't know.
How come yours is fading in, but mine's waiting until the very last second?
Did you put two keys? I put one key at the beginning, that's zero opacity, and then put one key at the end, which is full opacity.
Oh, what the fuck happened to my zero opacity ones? Son of a bitch.
Clever girl.
Well, that isn't. Yeah, so now you better fucking work, bro. Punch it. Still not working. WTF.
Whoa.
This thing is just so buggy. I have big problems with this thing. You guys to work?
Well, I deleted the.
There you go. So there you go.
Oh, it's just.
Well, let's see opacity at zero.
Well, I just deleted those because it didn't make a difference.
It should.
Yeah, I'll show you. Watch this.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, damn it.
Wait, your
Wait,
thing is
wait, what's
always
going on here?
zooming. Yeah. Scrub that guy back.
Is that negative?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So put a key there. Put a key at zero.
What do those keys there? Where'd they go?
And then change the alpha to zero. Put a key. All right. Kind of stop where you're at and let's just hook this guy up, and you guys can tweak it and add more stuff later. After you compile your UI, just go to the graph up here in the top right for your screen. And we will play the animation, and then after a couple seconds, we will restart the level. So on begin, or you can type begin play. It's the same thing as event construct. On event construct, we want to play animation. And the animation you want to play is not here. It's here. So notice that you can't select it. I don't know why it doesn't show up here. Like, you have to drag it from the left. You'll see a category called animations, which will be where your animations are, and you can just plug that in here. So try that first and play, and you should see your thing come in when you die, and play your animation. Okay. So what I can do is I can have it restart the level after 2 seconds. So I can just put a delay here for 2 seconds, and then I'll just have it call open level again. And that's it. That's all we need on our screen.
Can you show the death thing?
What's that?
In the player blueprint, the death one.
Create widget, and then add to viewport.
2 seconds isn't long enough.
OK, make yours
Because
however
the
long you need
animation's
to.
2 seconds long.
It's not letting me. Oh, death or what? I don't know. What is this?
It's create widget, and then add to viewport.
Oh, I did.
It doesn't go away. Do I have to destroy it?
Oh, right. So yeah, if you, after you're done loading the level, what you want to do is call remove from parent.
You're mocking me.
After this, call remove from parent, and that will remove the UI screen so that the next time it will close it on.
Oh, yeah.
Mine still says that you're dead.
Did you get it to work? Create widget, and then
So I
add
have
to
to go to a
viewport.
random spot and just, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead.
It's like,
Stop mocking me.
my screen is covered with death animations.
No. Look at what I have set up over there. For create widget, you have to pick the class in the drop-down box here. And then drag a wire from the blue return value, call add to viewport.
How do you make the,
And then call this reactor. You won't find it this way. You have to right click on this reactor. Okay.
And then in the death screen.
And then in that screen you do this. Type you have your game play animation delay for however long. I have 2 seconds for mine. But I don't know how long that depends on how long your animation is. Make sure your level name is correct too. Open level, which probably should be up exactly. That has to be exactly the
This
same.
just made my game so much harder.
Call remove noise, which will remove the UI.
What was
Okay.
that font website?
dafont.com.
DA.
Okay, so we have this UI screen. Cool. And then the level restarts. Nice.
Oh, I died.
All right. Lives. We can add lives so that. Let's add this later. Let's get to this after we do our power-ups and our enemies. So let's do power-ups next. So the way I like to handle power-ups is first I like to figure out what the highest level version, like I want to make a couple of power-ups. One of them will be, hey, it just upgrades your gun, right? It just makes you shoot more things. And
2 guns.
yeah, so like that can, let's just get a list of like 3 different power-ups. One of them is upgrade weapon, and the other one might be
Like a shield or something? Or like a different weapon?
different weapon is a little bit more involved. We can do something like I kind of want to do a homing missile. Let's just try those 2. A homing missile that uses up, like it gets consumed basically. So
For a single enemy?
homing missile will be like shoot like 10 homing missiles and then it goes
Okay.
out. So like you get this power up, and the next shot you do will fire like 10 homing missiles. It might be cool. I don't know. Let's do this first. Let's do upgrading the weapon first. So the thing about the way that we're firing the weapon, we're always firing it from the same spot in front of us, right? So if we go to our player,
are the bullets exploding when they get to the end, or is that just what you had on your?
I want to say they're exploding when they hit the level anchor. I think that's what is happening.
Going for like ever, and then eventually you can't shoot any particles, and it's just like particles go away.
Oh, that's something we actually have to fix. Hitting the blocking volume, we should fix that. So you should be allowed to hit the blocking volume. Christian, before I help you out, let's just fix this first. So let us just say, I think this thing is actually telling me when I hit the anchor. Let's just confirm that it knows that I'm hitting the anchor. Okay. So what we're going to do is, if we hit anything except for the anchor, we're going to go ahead and die. So just connect off of event hit. We're going to just do a branch. And the branch is going to be whether the other can be cast to an anchor. So that's going to be in between there and the branch. Actually, we don't even need the branch. We'll just do this. We'll just do a cast. Just a cast on other, and if the cast failed, go ahead and do all the rest of the behavior. Okay, try to cast it to your level anchor, and then if it failed, go ahead and let it go. That way you can at least go backwards and you won't die, which is just kind of a silly thing to have happen anyway. Very Christian. What did you have as a problem for firing? Was it your weapon?
Yeah, after a while, it stops shooting. Or it stops showing that I'm shooting.
You might have too many particles.
Yeah. But can't I just like destroy them? Make it so that it have more particles? Like
You probably just need to turn down the number of particles that are small.
So I can't have that. That's crazy. But it's going to bummer.
It's kind of a bummer. Just kind of how it is. I would turn down the number of particles we have. I probably have to do the same thing, actually. Okay, so let's set up the player. So this is where the projectile is currently spawning from, right? This little spawn point guy. And when we fire, we do all this behavior. So, or this behavior down here. We have an event called shoot, which does some stuff. So the thing is that we want to shoot more than one projectile for our power-ups. Let's just say, let's set up like 5 total projectiles that can spawn. The nice thing is that we can actually have it be done so that we can create spawn points here, and we can just have them all spawn from the spawn points. One of the first steps, though, to doing this is that we kind of need to group all of our projectile spawn points together. So, for instance, let's just do this. I just want you guys to duplicate your projectile spawn point. Call it projectile spawn point 2. I'm going to rename this guy projectile spawn point 1. So I have a 1 and a 2. And the second spawn point, I'm just going to move up a little bit compared to the first. So now I have 2 spawn points. I go to my graph, and when I shoot, I could do something like this, where I take these 3 nodes and I copy paste them. Copy and paste. And I can do this kind of thing where I plug these all in. Instead of projectile spawn point 1, I can plug in projectile spawn point 2, like that. So I basically copy pasted the first set of guys here, and I replaced the spawn point with spawn point 2.
So this and this get copied.
Christian, make sure you have 2 spawn points in your player.
Yes.
And then go to your graph, and I just copy pasted these 3 things in the shoot graph. Yeah, the thing that's connected to the shoot custom event, this guy.
Oh, make another one.
I copied these 3. And I connected them right to the end here.
Can you zoom out?
Like, does it matter if I made mine a function and not an event?
No.
Right.
Yeah, it really should be a function anyway, so it's better that it's like a function.
How do I put them together from there?
How do you group?
Yeah.
Like, how do you put them in the same box?
Yeah.
Push the letter C after you have them selected.
Oh. It worked. That's not good.
So now, see that I'm firing 2 projectiles every time I shoot?
Pretty intense.
So I kind of want to take a break here, like, to just explain something. What if I had a power-up that let me shoot 10 projectiles all at once? What would your first inclination be? Copy paste it 8 more times? Would that?
Yeah, it would work.
It would work. There are problems with that kind of approach, unfortunately. One of which is that you want to be able to add more or remove without having to necessarily edit your graph. You want to be able to power up and change from shooting 1 projectile to another. So like, you could live in a world where your graph looks something like this.
But who wants a little bit of both like that?
Where your graph could look like this, right? Where you have,
Pretty nice.
you like that, Michael? That's good.
What happened?
It looks like you did so much work.
You know,
My graph is.
to someone that doesn't know any better, it does look like you did a lot of work. But to someone that knows better, you look like really like you look like you don't know. You look like you don't know anything. Like, what are you doing?
You just gotta change the way those all look, so they don't look copied. Just like maybe move.
Oh, you mean like this?
Yeah.
And then like
Yeah,
this
there
guy
you go.
here.
There you go. Now it looks like you've been busy.
Now it looks like you're disorganized.
Which is obviously the most important thing when you're making games, is to make sure you look busy, right? Not about actually making the game. Yeah, like you just like have this guy all the way down here, like, oh, I spent like all week like making this guy.
Look how confusing these nodes are too.
Yeah, it would take me too long to explain to you what's actually happening, so let's just agree that it's kind of complicated, especially when you hook these things up here. Give this man a raise. This man is a freaking genius.
Look how many guns I could shoot at the same time.
This is only 7 projectiles, so we still have room for 4 more, right? Like we want, or 3 more at least for 10 projectiles. I mean, there are problems with this, obviously, because we haven't even hooked up the power-up part. The power-up part is supposed to turn on and turn off some of these things based on how strong you are. You start off shooting 1, you get a power-up, you shoot 2, and then 3. Oh, you get hit. Oh, maybe I go down to 2. Well, you have to then start adding like branches in here, like go in here, like, oh, I could just have a branch in here, and then like maybe a branch.
We're not doing it this way?
No, we're not doing it
That
this way.
sucks. I've been following along this whole time.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna
But
say.
you have 2 projectiles. Were we supposed to do that?
Yeah, 2 projectiles. But we're gonna make this different. We're gonna make it so that it works with any number of projectiles and only calling this thing once. So first of all, let's just set up all of our spawn points. Okay. So I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna just like move and make. I'm gonna make a total of 5 projectile spawn points. Go ahead and make 5 projectile spawn points, and move them into the position that you feel like they should be. I'm going to kind of make mine in the shape of a flying V, or an inverted V.
What the fuck? What's really funny is now that I have the auto shoot, I am like looking at the projectiles because it's like entrancing, and I keep crashing.
Because you're spawning too many of them?
Because I'm just like watching all the lights. It's so pretty.
Oh, you're crashing into the level.
Yeah, I'm crashing my player.
I don't think the floor is helping.
What did I do?
What would you do? Say I do.
Make 5 spawn points. That's our first step.
I have the 5 spawn.
Okay, everyone have 5 spawn points or something?
I have him. I haven't in place yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta move somewhere.
I wish you could see the previous locations. I have no
You
idea.
can if you put a child like arrow onto each spawn point.
Arrow Schmarrow. Why doesn't this change anything? What's going on here? Why don't you release him? Oh, I don't have him hooked up in the graph.
These are all pointing forward.
Yeah. It also helps to have the real-time checkbox here checked because as you click on them, that way it updates where it is. Otherwise, if you don't have that checked, as you click on things, it doesn't actually update the little widget here.
That's what it was. I just had to click on the screen and then click.
Yeah, real time
That
will
is
help you.
awesome. That I like.
Why is that not always on?
It's expensive by default.
What? It's expensive.
It's free.
No, it's expensive like performance-wise.
And I'm kidding.
Like if you had like an emitter, it costs $19.99 every time you click that checkbox.
That's insane.
Who's been paying this tab this whole time?
You guys have.
I just, yeah, no, seriously, we
You
probably are.
Yeah, watch me. Oh, $19.99. All this money. Every
Now
time
I'm
I click
getting my
on
money's worth out of this school.
all this.
They owe me a lot of clicks.
If you click both checkboxes now, you get a combo deal. Okay, so once you have all 5 of these spawn points up, let's add one more scene component. This is going to be the parent spawn
What are
point.
we adding? A scene?
A scene, yeah. It's just a scene. It's going to be parent spawn point, and I just want you to drag all the projectiles to be off that parent spawn point.
Parent spawn point.
Oh, it's a scene. It's just a scene. I renamed it. I renamed it to be parent spawn point. It's just a scene like any other scene.
And then.
I dragged all these spawn points to be children of that.
And then.
And he's just sitting in the middle of the ship.
Yeah, he should be sitting in the middle of the ship.
And then. Okay.
So why did we do this? Why did I have it set up all under one parent? Well, by using a loop in Blueprint, I can find all the children of that parent spawn point, all 5 of these guys, in the loop. I could just say, hey, while you're looping through this thing, go ahead and spawn a projectile at every single child of this guy, okay? And I could do that in one loop that goes over all of these. So let's do that now. So I'm going to delete the second projectile spawn thingy in the blueprint graph that I had set up. And I'm going to give myself a little bit of space here. So this shoot, the first thing it's going to do is I want to find all the children of this parent spawn point. Remember, all the children are these 5 that I created here, so we can have a loop that does that for us. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the parent spawn point. I'm going to drag it into the scene. I'm going to drag a wire and say get children components.
Get children's. What is it? Children components?
Yeah.
Bingo bango.
Off the parent spawn point. Make sure you have your parent spawn point here.
Bob's your uncle.
Okay. Now we're going to do a for each loop, so that for each of the children we're going to do something. So off the shoot custom event, we're going to type for each loop. You can type for each loop one word. and you're going to plug the children into that array. Okay. And then the loop body plugs into the spawn actor, and the array element plugs into the world transform, the get world transform. So it should look something like this.
Ah, scheisse.
Sorry, while I readjust the bounds of this thing here.
Well, I got bullets coming out of everything here.
Yikes.
My whole screen is just nothing but lights.
Yeah, so you're probably running into some performance problems
Oh no,
at this point.
that's beautiful.
At least I am.
Slow you down.
Mine's running like a rape date.
I'm going to adjust the number of particles that I'm spawning here, just briefly.
Rape date.
Cut this down to 30.
I still only have one.
This is intense.
Yeah.
I don't think anything could ever hurt me. I would just destroy everything.
Sensei, I only have one.
You guys only have one?
Yeah.
Can you guys double check that your loop looks like this? That everything here looks connected? And just go over each node. Start with
Another thing, if you
start with get
auto-
children components.
If you're auto shooting like a madman, you can't even see where the hell you're going.
Depending on how many bullets you have.
I'd say your frame rate is suffering a little bit.
A little bit, but it's funny. And I like it.
Oh, I see.
It's not suffering enough that it causes bigger issues. I can still move my ship around very agile.
But don't we only want these to shoot out when
When you have power up, yeah. We're gonna do that next.
And are our bullets
Can you,
moving
Christian? Can you
forever?
just double check the each of these things here?
This one, this one.
It'd be hard to tell if the bullets are living forever because there's so many.
It wasn't doing it before. I think it was.
We could just put like a delay on them for like 10 seconds, and then after 10 seconds, destroy it.
For what?
The bullet.
We already have that on
Do
the
they-
projectile.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The projectile. Do they, or are they there?
Yeah. The projectile has that already.
Okay.
Your projectile spawn points?
They should destroy when they hit something. And I think, actually, yeah, I think I
Are they
know what you
all,
mean now.
are you shooting anything?
I don't know if they die.
Yeah, I'm
Or
just
are you
shooting
shooting
one.
one? Did you actually move all those things around?
Look at my.
The spawn points.
Yeah.
They see if they hit the wall, they die.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, if they hit a barrier, they die.
Yeah, they're all very, okay, so show me what happens when you play.
But if they go right through the level.
Pretty sneaky.
That one. Oh, I didn't fix that.
Oh yeah, you gotta add a cast in front of the player, so go to the character, play the points, and
Oh, there.
oh, it's not my comp, it's other. This is,
Mine count.
other.
Your count.
Your fault.
So go to your shoot, like, we get a shoot copy.
Oh, is that what it is? What is your regular shoot?
Oh, yeah, you had two, this is all old. You could delete all this, keep this.
Delete all of this?
Yeah. And so shoot into your new computer.
Okay.
Yay.
Sounds like it's working.
What's that?
Now you put like a bunch of branches or something?
Right, so now we have this behavior where we want to shoot a projectile, but we only want to shoot an upgraded version of projectile. That was weird, I didn't die there. We only want to shoot an upgraded version of projectile when we actually have a power up. the performance is really bad on these, for me anyway. I don't know about you guys.
I like mine.
Never had a problem with performance yet.
I won't worry about that yet. Okay, so we are shooting over every single one, and instead what we want to do is we have these components in a very specific order. Actually, they should be in an order.
Yeah, mine was doing that. I don't know why it's doing that.
Where it's like not.
Yeah, it's like. Oh, they just fixed it. No, it didn't. 2 is down at the bottom.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because the way we're going to use this is we want to make sure that these things are ordered in the order that we want the power-ups to enable them. So like you want to rearrange these things. So as you, if you want to rearrange something to be near the top, then just drag, like here's number 5. Drag number 5 to number 1, like as a child. I'll drag number 2 to drag number 1, and then I unparent them. So I basically have to do them in order. It's kind of a pain in the ass.
How do you unparent?
What's that? You just drag it to the root again. So like number 3, I'm going to drag to number 2, and then I'm going to unparent. Number 4, I'm going to drag to number 3, and then I'm going to unparent.
How you parented them in the first place?
When I did that, they just went back to where they were.
When you do like this, I'm going to drag 1 to number 5. See how 1 is now a child of 5?
Yeah.
Then drag 1 to here. It goes here.
Yeah, I did that. So I'm dragging 2 to 1 because it's in the wrong spot.
Just unparent them all and then parent them in order.
Yeah, you could also do that. That's probably a much better way to do that. Yeah, just drag them onto the thing in the order.
Bing, bang, whoop.
This is important because the loop goes through in order of each child as well. And so we can use that order to our advantage to figure out which one he should be enabling. And all we need is one branch. We don't need multiple branches. So let's add a variable here that's going to be power up level. This is going to represent the current strength of our guns. And it's going to start off at 0. We're going to have no power up level. And what we can do is on the loop body, we'll just have a branch here. Okay, so I added a variable called power up level. I made it an integer. And then there's a branch. It's an integer.
Oh. The integer.
You know what
And then Christian, I put a branch in between the loop body here and the spawn actor here. And then we're going to hook up this branch to a condition. And the condition is just going to say, hey, some number less than some other number. So we're going to do an integer is less than or equal to another integer. We're going to stick the array index into the first one, and then the power up level into the second one. And we can play. And for me, my power up level is 0, so it shoots 1. If I take my power up level and I start off at 1, I should be shooting 2 projectiles. Cool. Take this to 2. 3 projectiles. 4 projectiles. Okay. So this power up level, which starts at 0, is controlling how many projectiles we shoot based on just this branch here.
Cool.
So all we have to do now is we have to find a way to bump this power up level in the game, whether it's from picking up something that an enemy drops, or whether it's from killing a certain number of enemies, or just.
Yeah.
Do you have? Damn it, say dang. Do you have the true branch going to the spawn actor?
Yes.
Why doesn't it show? Oh, it's just like faded or something. What is it
This
there?
thing?
Oh, there it goes.
Oh yeah, because that was highlight over one of these things.
That goes there, and false doesn't do anything. Okay.
And then power up level, yeah, once you hit max, I think 4 for us is the max. When you pick up 4 total power-ups, it shoots all of them.
So our power up.
How are you getting power?
You saw how value one should go up to 4.
The power-ups? I just changed the value down here.
Oh god. Okay.
I'm gonna turn off the lights on my sparks. Pretty sure that's killing everything.
Yes. Faster, man, faster, destroy the donuts.
Oh man, these things should not have collision. I'm gonna disable collision.
You got smoke and everything on those things. Why
Yeah.
turn the smoke off?
Sorry, I also disabled collision on this thing because I don't know why it had collision in the first place, but that's gonna be very expensive to do.
Where is this collision?
It's just in the particle under sparks. There's like collision thing here. I just disabled that guy.
So it would bounce off. So
Yeah, but that's just silly because we don't need that.
Point space.
Just keep going until it randomness on
It's kind of weird because I don't want this thing to emit light. I don't know. It just seems weird to me. Still pretty expensive.
It's like music sheet.
Okay, so let's do. We have the upgrade of the weapon controlled by this variable here. So all we have to do is make a power up that when we collect it, it gives us a boost, +1, right? So let's make a new blueprint that does that. The blueprint is going to just be a new class blueprint. That's
Make
going
it
to
look like the donuts, but just slightly different.
It could be something other than donut in this case, I suppose. I'm going to make a new blueprint that's a power up blueprint.
New class blueprint.
Yeah.
Actor. Power BP power up.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna add a scene, and then I'm going to add a static mesh, and then the mesh. What should our power up be? Maybe a triangle.
Something sexy.
Where you at? We have primitives here. A baby.
save the babies.
I wish.
Just about to say the baby. Baby would be perfect. Like you
Chrome.
and then you gain its power.
You gain the power of the baby.
I think a chrome power up is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Or steel. Yeah, chrome. I think chrome is the way to go today. Okay.
Should be like
So we'll also add a box to this thing too, to act as our collision. Move the box up, scale the box up.
That's why I want mine to be macaroni.
We should definitely have this thing be spinning.
Oh yeah.
'Cause,
It
like-
look majestic as fuck.
Yeah, if you go to the enemy blueprint, we already did that spinning behavior right here. The event tick add actor local rotation. I'm just going to copy that and I'm going to paste it into the power up here. And then I'm going to drop this power up bad boy right into the level, just as a test. Put him kind of close to the player spawn so I don't have to like go too far. I'm also going to line up the power up so that it is in line with the player. There's the power up. It doesn't do anything when I run into it. Actually kills me, which is funny. Oh shit!
I was thinking about that when we were making the the whole death collision thing.
Uh-huh.
I was like, how are we gonna make it to where
It's a troll power-up. We're gonna have to disable collision on this thing. So go to your mesh and just have it have no collision on the actual mesh part.
On the mesh.
Yeah.
then how are you gonna pick it up?
Well, it has a box and it generates overlap events. So
Boom.
it just doesn't collide with the player though.
So what did you turn collision off of?
On the mesh, I just went down to the collision presets and I turned off collision.
You gotta destroy it after you touch it, or it's just gonna keep on giving you like +1/+1/+1.
Yeah, we got to destroy it after we touch it for sure.
Presets to no collision.
Yep.
No collision.
All right, so in the power-up blueprint now, what we're going to do is we're going to, on the overlap for this power-up, let's just first see, I'm going to do a print string
What
here.
is this?
This is in the power-up blueprint.
Where did that come from?
This guy here, this is a rotation that I stole from the enemy. I went to the enemy blueprint and I grabbed this guy, and I put him in the power-up so he spins majestically, as so you said.
I don't have my enemy open. I'll make it spin later, whatever.
I mean, you could just go to your enemy right here.
Well, I'm going to make it spin majestically, more majestically than that.
Okay. All right, so just on overlap, what we want to do is we want to see if the overlap thing that hit us is the player. We're going to cast this thing to BP_player on the overlap event. This is in the power-up, keep in mind. And if that happens, we're just going to, for now, let's just destroy ourselves. Actually, before we destroy ourselves, we can spawn an emitter. Why not? I kind of wish there was like way more sample emitters because now I have to actually go and like make one. Should we take the time to make one? I kind of feel like we should take the time to make one for getting a power up. Like this has to feel like good. I'm going to use an explosion for now. We will immediately afterwards make it do something else. So I just, on actor begin overlap, I cast the other actor to a BP player. If it succeeded, then I'm going to spawn an emitter and destroy myself. Boop.
Destroy. All you have to do is destroy separately, huh?
Yeah. So, cast a BP player, BP_player.
Wait, do you want it to destroy it or to explode, or do you want it to just disappear?
Well, I want it to disappear and play like a particle effect that makes it, oh, you got a power up, you know? But we don't have like a nice emitter for a power up yet, so I'm using an explosion.
I'm going to make it a spark just so it's different than a crash.
Ambient gust. Steam.
Ambient dust.
What is the top part that was?
This part? This is just to spin the guy. Okay, so once you verify that it gets destroyed properly, also you can't shoot it yet.
Is the building under attack by aliens or something?
By
It's
dubstep.
like a hostage situation. They're trying to drown us out with global music.
They feel like we're in danger.
Yeah, like movie music playing in the background.
It's very epic.
It's very majestic.
I actually
So what's
like
this
it.
going on here?
There's some pretty epic scores out there, dude.
Oh yeah.
Star Wars.
Kind of random that someone's blasting it.
Oh yeah, that's weird, I guess.
Is that going from the parking lot? Or is there a concert?
Movie score concert in the observatory.
All right, so does everyone have a power-up that gets destroyed when you run into it?
Yes.
John, you good?
Yeah, I have all that stuff.
Okay, so how do we actually make the player get stronger? Well, he has this variable for power-up level, right? So as long as we could have a way to increase this, then he will gain a power-up level every time he picks up a new power-up. I think to make it easier, though, we could make this thing public like this and edit it. What'll be easier, though, is we add a new custom event in the player. So go to the player and add a new custom event. Custom event. And we're going to call this one got power up. And all we're going to do is add 1 to the power up level. So go ahead and add 1 to it. So you guys should have done this many times already. Should look like that.
Damn it, it's saving right now. I hate when it does that.
And then I'm like 3 seconds.
You would think that it would be like, as long as you're actively clicking or moving something or have something selected, it wouldn't save.
No, I think that's the times you want it to save. You should just disable that behavior. You can change the auto frequency from 10 minutes to like 200 minutes, like 60.
I feel like it must be set to like 2 minutes right now.
It's 10 minutes right now. Okay, so yeah, you have this custom event now. Now all we have to do is call it from the power up. So in between casting it to a player and spawning an emitter, drag a wire from the player and call got power up. Make sure you've compiled your player before you try to do this, otherwise it won't show up. Now as a test, I'm shooting one, pick up this guy, and I'm shooting 2.
Got power up, plug that into...
It's still not showing up.
Oh, this goes into...
Did you compile the player?
Just did.
Did you name it got power up?
Got power up.
Did you drag the wire from the BP player cast?
Well, I'm lost. I don't know.
How
What
come
I did.
Christian, this is all I did.
No, it's like I skipped a step way back. Oh, no, I found it. Never mind.
All I did was drag a wire from here, call it got power up.
What's going on here? For some reason, it's I'm starting out with 5 though still.
Well, yeah, because you probably set your power up level to be the highest by default.
Where?
You have to set it down to 0.
Where?
Wherever your power up level variable lives.
Oh, in the variable itself.
Yeah.
Which is, hold on, it's right here. Oh, the default value. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So set that to 1 though.
I didn't do that.
We'll have 2. So, okay, so level 1 is actually level 2, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a power up level,
It's
right?
1 to 4.
It's
or 0 to 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not nearly as much fun to shoot 1 projectile as it was to shoot 5.
Right?
I want to collect all the power-ups. They're the greatest.
I'm just going to put all.
What the fuck? Oh, man.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish out with some bosses, and
So exciting.
if we have more time, we'll do some more stuff. But I feel like we'll take a break, come back, spend another half hour, and then I think that'll be it. I think we can do a boss in half an hour, actually. So.
Oh shit, I just realized.
Okay.